All right, let's do another review of Samuraii Sudoku. So I wanted to show you one of the resources that I'm using here. So it tells you what puzzle it was. Now these are triple Samurais, which means they have 3 overlapping puzzles. That's what a Samuraii Sudoku means. It means there's overlapping Sudokus. But I get mine from dadsworksheets.com, and you can see which puzzles they are. I wasn't trying to hide any of them. I want you to know about this resource. You can get more of your own, but this packet, so it isn't about finding the solutions online because they're there. It's about actually trying to do the puzzles. Now, there's 2 main strategies I want you to know about when you're doing Samurais. One is to know that, remember, it is 3 different puzzles. I like to highlight mine, or that's incorrect, not highlight. I am outlining my puzzles so that I can really see the different puzzles. And then you can identify where they overlap. Now, this is what makes the Sudoku challenging, is that there are so many clues coming at solving this square. So I'm going to focus first on this lighter square, this lighter Sudoku, and I'm going to focus first on this overlapping square. And I notice that I'm missing one. Whoops, my pen isn't working. Let's find a pen that works. All right, better. I'm missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so I'm missing 1, 5, and 7. And I know that 1, 5, and 7 can go, it has to go in one of those squares there. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. There we go. All right. Oh, I like this pen better. All right. Now I'm going to look at different clues. One clue I can look at is in this row, because we know it has to use numbers 1 through 9 in this row. So I'm saying a 1, 5, or a 7, but there is already a 7 there. So this one cannot be 7, and this one cannot be 7. So now I'm going to use some logic. So if these cannot be the 7, this must be the 7. So it has to go somewhere. So now I've used my 7. So now this one is a 1 or a 5, and this is a 1 or a 5. I'm going to now use the clues going down this way, and I do not see a 1 or a 5. This one has a 1, which means this must be the 5. And if that is the 5, then this must be the 1. So not only can I use clues from these rows, I can use clues from these columns. Now, if I still didn't have enough clues there, I could have also used clues from these rows, and you'll see that there's a 1, so that can't be the 1. I could have looked here. There's a 1, so these can't be the 1, which means that had to be the 1. Again, there's a 7 there, so this couldn't have been the 7. So I could have used clues from this row, or this row, these columns, or these columns. And that is the trick of the Samurais. There's so many clues coming at you. So first, I outline the different puzzles. Second, I like to keep, I'm going to call these notes on what is possible using logic. You never guess. All right. 3, I'd look at the clues, right? We've got rows, we've got columns, and we've got things that are in the box. All right. Let's now look at this one. So I've already outlined. Let's now see what notes we can do. What am I missing from this box? I have a 1, a 2, I'm missing a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and an 8. I'm missing 4 different numbers. That's a lot of notes to write in there. So I'm going to look right away for some clues. Okay, so I'm going to look in this row right here. It can be a 3, 4, 5, or an 8. So there's a 5. So it has to be, oh, and there's a 4. So this has to be either a 3 or an 8. Okay, I'm going to also look in this, I don't see a 3 or an 8, but I'm going to look over here. Whoops, let me slide it over for you. I don't see a 3 or an 8. I'm going to look down here, and I don't see a 3 or an 8. So those are my notes continued. So let's look in here. So I have a 3, 4, 5, and an 8. There's a 3, so it can only be a 4, 5. Oh, and a 4. So this can only be a 5 or an 8. Now I'm going to look here. I don't see a 5 or an 8. I'm going to look here. There's an 8, which means this can only be the 5, which means I'm now done with the 5 in that square. All right, let's look at these two. So it's 3, 4, or 8. I see no clues there. There's an 8, so it has to be a 3 or a 4. So this has to be a 3 or a 4, and this has to be a 3 or a 4. If I look down, I see a 4, which means this can only be the 3. And if this is the 3, then this must be the 4, which means this must be the 8. All right, so now I filled in these two squares here. That makes me think that these columns might be something to tackle next. So I'm going to look at this first column. I notice there's only one number missing. So logic will say it's the number that I can't find. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like I'm missing a 5. I'm going to double check that. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. So this must be the 5. I'm going to check this column. Again, one number missing. It must be what I can't find. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 9. I'm missing an 8. And again here, one number missing. 1, 2, 3. Can't. Oh, 4, 5. Can't find my 6. Let me just check. 7, 8, 9. So it looks like this must be a 6. Let me just check in this box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is indeed the 6. So now that I have these three, I can now look across, maybe do some columns, do some row, or sorry, not columns, do some rows, do some boxes. And then I can use these clues here to help me solve these boxes. I like to work puzzle by puzzle, so I'm going to try to get this light one first. So first you outline your different Sudokus, then you try to take some notes and use some logic. The logic come from the clues, either using rows, columns, or what's in a box. Best of luck to you. Remember, you never guess. It's always in front of you.
Oh.